This week on the conclusion of the Real Housewives of Orange County Season 18 reunion.
Please, Tweedledee and Tweedledum can move away and let me handle it with
You know what?
Shannon.
Don't you ever call me
Oh,
dumb.
don't
You've
ever
got
call
like
me
what?
dumb.
You are an idiot.
You can
don't call me dumb. You are the dumbest girl I've ever met.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about part 3 of the Real Housewives of Orange County Season 18 reunion. This is the conclusion to a historic season, so let's get right into it. So this reunion actually started with a scene of some of the women at a house, and they look like they have received some sort of information, and then it says 36 hours before. So it looks like the cameras must have picked up after the reunion wrapped, so we got that little tease. But let's get started. We start at this part where we had left off last week. Alexis had come out, and she's arguing with Shannon, being delusional, claiming that she's been on TV for 15 years, and Shannon just flawlessly drags her. Alexis tells Shannon that she talks about John way too much. Shannon talks about how John really cares about how he's perceived. He wants people to think that he's a good guy, and that's why he has been coaching Alexis to make him look like a good guy. And she gives the example of Alexis defending John for the time when he went off on Gina, which is funny because Alexis wasn't even on the show, but it just shows you how much John has coached her on what to say so that he comes off as a good guy. Alexis says that there were so many negative things being said about John because Shannon lied. But the funny thing is, Shannon, Andy, and the others bring up that they bring up the fact that it was quite the opposite. Last season, the problem was that all of the ladies were the ones telling Shannon that John wasn't a good guy, and Shannon didn't want to listen to them. She was the one that kept defending him. So the idea that she trashed John before the lawsuit is not true. Shannon says that the only negative thing, quote unquote negative thing, that she could have said about John is that she paid for a lot of the things when they started dating. But Alexis then says that they've had forensic accounting and that Shannon's numbers don't match theirs. Alexis says that John actually spent $350,000 on their relationship, but she claims that he's only suing for the $75,000 because that's the amount that was like a direct loan given to Shannon. Like the other was just like things he bought, but he's not expecting anything in return. Shannon says, well, that's the case. Why didn't he accept my offer? I will say, during this exchange, I would have liked to hear from just Shannon and Alexis fight this out. Emily kept screaming about things and butting in, and I was just like, oh my goodness, stop it. Even though I don't like Alexis, I do like that she told Emily to stop getting in the conversation. It doesn't involve you. They start arguing about dumb things like what shoes John has, what necklace did he buy Shannon, okay, whatever. They then show the women a clip of John and Alexis doing a confessional. John was saying that he was single for a year before him and Alexis met, and that it's a genuine relationship, and that being together has taught them so many wonderful things. Okay, so after seeing that Alexis and Shannon are about to fight over the timeline of these relationships, but as I said, again, they all start butting in. Emily, Gina, this one, that one, and again, as much as I don't like Alexis and as much as she annoys me, she does tell Andy, I'm not going to do this with 3 people coming at me. This is between me and Shannon, not Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Talking about Emily and Gina. And Emily just freaks out and screams, don't you ever call me effing dumb. You are the biggest idiot I know. It was a lot. But they calm down, and Shannon says that her and John broke up the day of Thanksgiving 2022. But they were still dating. So they were not official boyfriend and girlfriend, but they were, dating. You know what that means, until 10 days before the DUI. Alexis says, well, yeah, y'all were just friends with benefits. Andy then reads a question that asks, how exactly is Shannon ruining John's reputation? Because that's what Alexis kept saying over and over again. But Alexis says that again, this is about the money and that Shannon said that she had paid for everything. So then they ask Shannon, why was she accepting amounts of money from John in the first place? And Shannon is trying to answer, but then Alexis is interrupting her. So Andy has to stop her and says, let her finish. And Alexis says to him, well, you don't tell them that when I'm speaking. You don't let me speak. So Andy's like, okay, I'll let you speak, but let Shannon speak first. But Alexis is not letting her. She's like coming at her and she's like, move on. We're getting married. Gina is somehow the voice of reason and tells Alexis to understand that Shannon's perspective. She was with this man for almost 5 years. Seeing his ex come over here screaming and hollering, it's a hard thing to do. Andy then asks Emily a legal question about the promissory note being sent by John. But it's the fact that he had sent the note after he gave her the money. So the question is, like, can he do that? And Emily says no, because if that were the case, then everyone would be giving someone money and then sending them the promissory note after to sue them. But Alexis shows some texts that were sent between Shannon and John. And if we're going to be totally honest, unfortunately, Shannon, it does look like she was addressing this money as a loan. And then they show another part of the confessional between John and Alexis where he reveals that Shannon did say it was a loan. After that, Shannon starts to cry. And Emily finally makes a good point instead of just screaming and says that it still doesn't make sense why he didn't accept Shannon's offer. And Alexis says that he didn't want to be subjected to that non-disparagement clause because what if Shannon continued to speak about him during the filming? Then he wouldn't be able to defend himself. Heather then interjects and asks Jen and Katie what do they think, because they are friends with Shannon, but they've also become very close to Alexis recently. And they say they feel like they're in the middle. They see both sides. Alexis says that there was actually a demand letter sent by John to Shannon, but Shannon does say that, she says, when he broke up with me, he never mentioned the loan. That's where as much as I love Shannon, she kind of lost me a little, just a little, because I was thinking only because he didn't mention the loan when he broke up with you, that doesn't make it go away, Shannon. Like, that doesn't make it disappear. So then they talk about the videos that John has. And they show another part of the John interview. I mean, at this point, they might as well have brought this man into the reunion. It was like a whole 10-minute thing just about him talking. So in the interview, John says that he would never release those videos and just a bunch of BS. Tamra asks Shannon if she knows what could be in those videos. And Shannon's like, no, he just cussed me out and I left. Alexis says that she does regret bringing up the videos. She claims that she didn't think she was being filmed when she said it because she was just so upset of having to constantly defend and talk about him and all this stuff. But she says, I'm going to defend my man. Andy asks, well, again, why didn't John accept Shannon's offer? So just move on. Alexis says that he didn't accept the clause, but now that the season is over, he's open to accepting it. But again, you guys, there was too much over talking, honestly. Andy says that Alexis did say that she would like to be friends with Shannon at the beginning of the season, but Alexis says, no, that's not what I said. I said I would like to just coexist as the other women do when they have issues. So then Andy just congratulates Alexis, wishes her the best, and she is dismissed. And they take a short break. Shannon needed to get some air. So when they get back, Emily says every trash can needs a lid, and John has found his lid with Alexis. Then she again comes for Jen. I think she might be obsessed with Jen, you guys. So she says, Jen, you have said that you don't like Tamra's mean girl behavior. Yes, you do, because you're friends with Alexis. But y'all want to know what's ironic? That Emily is in between Tamra and Heather, who are also really good friends with Alexis. But Emily seems to only be concerned when it comes to Jen. But Jen does respond. She says, I love Shannon, and I feel bad for what she's going through, but I've also hit it off with Alexis. And Emily says, again, you say that you don't subscribe to mean girl behavior, but you're friends with Alexis. And Jen says, well, I've actually told Alexis that she's been wrong on many of the things that she has done. And Katie says, yeah, I've even also told her that she just dropped the lawsuit. I was honestly just thinking, Emily, shut up. Because don't think we forgot about part 1 and part 2. So the word mean girl, take it out of your mouth. You can see that it does bother Shannon that Katie and Jen they like Alexis, and that's understandable. That's totally understandable. Andy then says that during that exchange between Alexis and Shannon, he noticed that Tamra was very quiet and was almost kind of defending Shannon a little bit. And Shannon's like, yeah, I know, I saw it. And I know that she defended me other times too. And you guys, now Shannon is like, oh, yeah, Tamara's been defending me. And Tamara's like, yeah, I do care about you. And then before you know it, they're hugging. And now it looks like the world is fixed. The world is beautiful with rainbows and butterflies. I did love that Jen sort of whispers and says that this is such BS. Look, I love forgiveness. I believe in that. But if Shannon, I'm telling y'all this right now, if she allows Tamara Judge into her life once again, after what she did to her this season, I'm not going to defend Shannon anymore. I'm just not. Because at this point, think about it, Tamara kind of won. She spent an entire season being horrible, trying to destroy Shannon. But hey, here comes the reunion. She acts nice, quiet, and proper like a good Christian woman. And Shannon now is forgiving her because of some fake ass apology. But anyway, it's time to wrap things up. Apparently things are okay. They all give some final thoughts. And I thought it was really cool that the NFL sent them gifts. They all got some cool custom jerseys. That was cool. They also got espresso martinis. And they cheers for this being the first Housewives show, the 100th season of the Housewives franchise, and one hell of a season. So that was the ending. But wait, there was more. So 36 hours later, there is some reconvening at Gina's house. There's some information that they're talking about. So it ends up being Heather, Emily, Gina, Shannon, and Tamra. So Heather is telling them that the night of the finale party, a lot of the couples went to have dinner after the cameras had left. John and Alexis being one of those couples. Heather says that John actually revealed to the entire table that he heard the crash. Tamra confirms that John said this, and apparently John also said that he was going to go check to see what had happened to Shannon, but that his daughter stopped him. And he even said that Shannon punched him that night. Unfortunately, Shannon was so drunk that she can't really remember. And she actually looked a little scared. I don't know if scared is the correct word. Maybe a little, she just felt bad because she was like, what if, like, I did some really bad things that night that I don't know of. And I like what Gina said. Gina pretty much said, if more things come out, you will suck it up and take responsibility for it, as you have already done for your DUI. So I like that she said that. Shannon then says that she feels bonded to all of them, and Tamara's like, I love you too. That's why I was mad at you all. It was all out of love. And they're all just joking or whatever. And then Shannon says that the night of her DUI was the lowest point of her life. But now, a year later, she feels so much love. She starts to cry, and they all have a massive group hug. And it ends like that. The end. But yeah, the crazy thing is, Shannon, if you really feel so much love by these women, why did Heather and Tamara wait until now to tell you? Because they're saying this happened the night after the finale party, which was 5 months ago. But they just now feel the need to tell you? Could it be that they've noticed that they were on the wrong boat and they don't want to sink? They don't want to be on the Titanic. They want to hop over to the yacht? But hey, if Shannon is going to fall for it, I mean, it doesn't matter what I think, right? But anyway, you guys, that was the end. Really shocked at the way it ended. Total fakery, in the words of Jen. It was like BS in my opinion. But y'all let me know your thoughts. What did you make of Shannon sort of forgiving Tamra and Heather and all them pretending to be besties now? Let me know your thoughts about this third part. Also, I'm going to be honest, y'all, I'm going to miss this season of OC because it was honestly one of the best Housewives seasons that I've seen. And it's really remarkable because, Housewives isn't really what it used to be, but this season somehow managed to get just a all-star season, and I really enjoyed it. I'm going to miss this season of OC. The other shows need to take notes. I think that next season I really do want to continue to see Jen. She was the MVP in my opinion this season, as well as I would love to see Katie again, give her another chance. As far as Heather and Emily, get rid of them. I don't care. I don't ever want to see them again, honestly. But y'all let me know, who do y'all want to come back? Who would y'all like to see go? And I just want to thank y'all so much for being here with me all this season for 20 weeks, you guys. 20 weeks we were here every Thursday night talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County, and it's been honestly amazing. I want to thank every one of you who has watched, who has commented. It truly feels great to know that y'all are listening to my dumb little opinions about the show. So once again, I truly appreciate it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.